You are petting your cat very normally. It is lying still, seeming quite relaxed, even purring very cutely. But then just a few seconds later, it suddenly turns and gives your hand a light bite. At that moment, the first thing many people think is, "It must hate me." Or, "I've raised it for so long and it's still aggressive." But the truth is, a cat biting you is not always because it hates you. Some bites are a sign of affection. Some bites happen because the cat has had enough. And some bites are the cat's way of warning that it is scared, stressed, or even in pain. If you have a cat, then understanding the reason behind this behavior is very important. Because only when you understand it correctly will you know when your boss is being affectionate. And when you should stop immediately. In this video, we will explore the 7 real reasons why cats bite you. So that you can understand your boss better, become closer to it, and avoid actions that accidentally make your cat uncomfortable without you even realizing it. Now, let's start with the first reason. The first reason, and also the cutest one, is that your cat is giving you a love bite. It may sound strange, but many cats really do show affection to their owners in this way. These are usually very light bites. Not too painful. Not aggressive. They often happen when the cat is lying near you, being petted, or feeling comfortable. This kind of bite is similar to the way kittens play with each other. Or the way cats show attachment to someone they trust. In other words, it may be your boss's way of saying, "I like you. But I'm a cat, so I show it in a slightly weird way." If after biting, the cat still stays near you, even licks your hand, rubs its head against you, or continues lying there relaxed, then it is very likely just an affectionate bite. However, not every bite is that cute. The second reason is, the cat is overstimulated from being petted. This is one of the most common causes. Many people have experienced this situation. At first the cat seems to really enjoy being petted. It closes its eyes. It purrs. It lies still and lets you stroke it nicely. But after a little while, it suddenly turns around and bites you. This does not mean the cat changed its feelings too quickly, but rather that its body became overloaded from prolonged touching. Put simply, at first it feels pleasant. But the longer you pet it, the more that sensation becomes sensitive and uncomfortable. Especially, some areas on a cat's body are very likely to trigger a strong reaction, such as the belly, lower back, near the tail, or the sides. For many cats, those spots are not always suitable for petting. Before biting, cats often give warning signals. For example, the tail starts swishing more strongly. The ears turn slightly sideways. The body is no longer relaxed. The skin on the back twitches a little. Or its eyes start staring at your hand. That is when your boss is trying to say, "That's enough, human. Stop right there." If you do not notice those signals, the bite will be the next step. The third reason is, the cat wants you to stop doing something. A cat does not always bite because it is playing or being petted. Sometimes it bites simply because it does not want you to continue. For example, when you try to pick it up even though it does not like it. When you touch it while it is sleeping. When you hold it for too long. Or when you bother it at a moment when it just wants to be alone in peace. Cats are animals that value personal space a lot. They do not always want to be cuddled like dogs do. And if they feel forced, they will react to re-establish boundaries. Usually, a cat will not bite right away. It will warn you first through its posture, eyes, or very clear discomfort in its body language. But if you keep going, it will use its teeth to remind you more firmly. So sometimes a cat bites not because it is mean, but because it is trying to protect its own boundaries. The fourth reason is the cat is playing, but playing too rough. This happens a lot with kittens, young cats, or cats that have too much energy but are not playing the right way. If you often use your hands to tease your cat, move your hand back and forth in front of it, or let it get used to chasing your hand, then over time, your cat will see your hand as a toy. And in a cat's world, toys are not just for looking at. Toys are for hunting, pouncing, biting, grabbing tightly, and bunny kicking continuously with the back legs. That is a very natural hunting instinct in cats. The problem is, if you keep letting your cat play with your hands like that, then later it will not be able to tell the difference between playtime and times when it should not bite. Many people accidentally create this habit when the cat is still young. And only when the cat grows bigger and its bites hurt more, do they start to worry. A better way is to use toys instead of your hands. For example, a wand toy, a fake mouse, a small ball, or feather toys. That way, the cat still gets exercise, still gets to release its energy, but your hands will no longer be seen as prey. The fifth reason is the cat is stressed or uncomfortable. Cats are very sensitive to their surroundings. Even a small change in the house can affect their mood. For example, a stranger comes to the house. There is a new pet. You move to a new home. You change your cat's usual sleeping spot. Or simply the house is too noisy, too crowded, and your boss has nowhere to hide. When a cat is stressed, it becomes more sensitive to all contact. Things that it would normally tolerate can now make it react strongly. You may pet it only lightly, but in a stressed state, the cat may still turn and bite. At that point, the bite does not reflect the cat's true personality, but rather its mental state. If recently your cat has suddenly become more irritable, bites more often, or avoids you more, try looking back to see whether anything in its living environment has changed. Sometimes the problem is not your hand, but that your boss is feeling unsafe. The sixth reason is the cat is in pain or has a health problem. This is a very important reason, and also the one many people overlook the most. Cats are extremely good at hiding pain. When they are unwell, many of them do not show it as clearly as dogs or other animals do. They do not cry out. They do not complain. They do not let you know easily. Instead, they change their behavior. A cat that used to be very gentle, that used to enjoy being touched, but has recently started biting when you touch a certain area, may very well be in pain there. For example, joint pain, muscle pain, tooth pain, abdominal discomfort, or some other issue that you have not noticed yet. If your cat has signs such as biting more than usual, not liking to be touched in one specific spot, moving less, eating worse, or a fairly obvious behavior change, then do not just assume it has become difficult. It may be a signal that your boss is not feeling well. In this case, the best thing you should do is observe more carefully, and consider taking your cat for a checkup. Because sometimes, the bite is not an attitude, but a quiet cry for help. The seventh reason is the cat is scared or defending itself. This is the type of bite you need to pay the most attention to. When a cat feels threatened, cornered, or unable to run away, it will bite to protect itself. This kind of bite is usually no longer a light bite. It will be fast, strong, decisive, and accompanied by very clear body language. The ears are pinned back. The eyes are wide open. The body is tense. The fur may stand up. The tail lashes hard. There may also be growling, hissing, or a posture ready to attack. In this state, the cat does not want to play, does not want to be held, does not want to be touched. It only wants to escape the situation that makes it feel in danger. The worst thing you can do at this point is try to get closer to comfort it or force it to calm down. Because for a cat, the more it is pressured while afraid, the more strongly it will react. The right thing to do is give it space. Step back. Keep the environment around it calm. Let it have time to settle down and feel safe again. So how can you tell the difference between a love bite and a warning bite? You only need to remember 3 things. First is the bite force. If the cat only bites lightly, very quickly, not too painfully, and does not show aggression afterward, then it is most likely just an affectionate bite or a playful bite. But if the cat bites hard, decisively, and clearly hurts you, then that is usually a warning sign or self-defense. Second is body language. If when biting, the cat is still relaxed, its body is soft, its eyes are gentle, and it is not tense, then usually there is nothing serious. But if the tail is swishing hard, the ears are flattened, the body is stiff, the eyes are tense, or there are signs of growling, then you should stop interacting immediately. Third is the context. If the cat bites while playing happily, while being affectionate, or after a few minutes of petting, then the cause is usually rough play or overstimulation. But if the cat bites when being forced to be held, when touched on a painful area, or when frightened, then that is very clearly self-defensive behavior. So when your cat bites you, what should you do? The first thing is do not react too strongly. Do not shout. Do not hit. Do not punish. Do not try to use force to teach the cat, because those reactions will only make the cat more afraid of you, more stressed, and make the relationship between you worse. Instead, pull your hand back calmly. Stop interacting for a few minutes. Observe the cat's body language again. And remember what happened right before it bit. Were you petting for too long? Did you touch a spot it does not like? Were you bothering it when it wanted to be alone? Or had you accidentally turned your hand into a toy beforehand? When you start asking the right questions, you will understand the real reason behind the bite. And that is the right way to raise a cat. Raising a cat is not about forcing it to behave the way humans want. It is about learning to understand its own language, respecting its boundaries, and building trust in the way cats feel safe with. So next time if your cat bites you, do not rush to conclude that it hates you. Maybe it is being affectionate. Maybe it is overwhelmed. Maybe it is uncomfortable. Or maybe it is quietly telling you, I'm not okay. As long as you are willing to observe a little, you will see that every bite has its own reason. And when you understand that reason, you will understand your boss much better. If your cat at home has also had these kinds of bites, leave a comment and let me know. When your boss usually bites the most. And if you want to watch more videos like why your cat sleeps next to you, why your cat stares at you, or the signs that show your cat truly loves you, then remember to follow the channel so you do not miss the next videos. See you again in the next video.